Good morning or afternoon, Romans. It is I, your Imperator, Kaza King Simp, and today we will be going over how to manage and create a town. Let's begin. So, before we get started, as you can see, I am renowned for being the best nation and also having the best town. Well, CP actually. I'm also the best nation leader and a bunch of other things, as you've seen. So you can take my words and you can trust them, alright? So, the very first thing you're going to want to do is do the command/t create. Obviously, this is to create your town. You need to specify a town name, and as for me, my town is called Königsberg. Once you make your town, you're going to have a one chunk area like this that's going to pop up. Alright? And that one chunk area is going to have a little something displayed on the /map. Alright, it's going to be a little town finger, right? If you want to try and find the plots for your town, you can do the command/t map, or /t/towny map. This shows you what every plot around you is. Alright, the orange on this map is where you are at. Right, so I'm currently in the Shaw plot, and I currently have these chords on the plot. I can click this for more information on the plot, seeing what permissions are on, to what entities, and also checking what is toggled on and off. And of course, mob spawns are toggled on by the server, so I can't do anything about that. Now, if I want to go ahead and deposit money into my town bank so it doesn't fall, I need to go ahead and find a plot, right? If I do the command, if I press the buttons F3 and B at the same time, I will be able to G, my bad. I will be able to see the chunk borders, right? So if I walk into this chunk, I'll be walking into a bank plot, and in this I can go ahead and do the command/t deposit, and I can put in $1 into the bank. I can also do this to withdraw from the bank $1. All right. Now, to go ahead and claim an area, I'll need to do the command/t claim. This will only work though in a wilderness area, so I need to go further east over here so I can show you how the wilderness looks like on here. So as you can see, the wilderness is all this gray lined out area. So if I try and go over here, right, and I try to go to this wilderness area to go ahead and do /t claim, I can do it, but I also can't do it because I don't have enough town blocks to claim. I can check how many town blocks I have if I do the command/t, as this gives me all the information of my town. And here it shows that I have a total of 1,262 chunks out of 810 chunks claimed. So you can get more chunks for your town by either buying them, joining a nation, or just recruiting players, as every player that you recruit will give you a total of 10 more chunks to claim. Right? Now, you also need to be aware that you can't claim near forts. So right over here, right next to me, is Orderstadt Livland. This entire place is a fort. I cannot claim 8 chunks right next to it. So this is way too close to for me to be able to claim anything more towards the east. So I cannot claim anything in this direction at all. Alright. Now, if you want to invite people to your town, you can do the command/t invite, and if you know the player's name, you can just type it in, right? But another thing you can also do is do the command/t add. And if you do this, it'll show you what players don't have a town. If there was no name here, then there will be no one you can invite. But since this guy called Ginger187 is available, I can just do this command to invite them. As you can see, you can't invite players who are in the who are in the starter world or in the spawn world. You gotta wait until they actually join the server. The town will also show you if there's any enemy players nearby, but this is only if you're within a nation though that has enemies. So now let's go to setting up a shop. All right. So if you want to make a shop within your town, you're going to get set the chunks within this area into shop plots. You can do this using the command /plot set shop. All right. Now there's different types of plots you can try and make. As you can see here, you can make an arena, a bank, a cargo plot. You can make it a default, which will have none of these special things. An embassy, which will allow you to actually let's go over this stuff real quick. Actually, right. So plot set arena. This allows you to make an arena within your town where you can go ahead and fight people in it. However, though, if you try and make one right now, it won't let you because there's a outsider within the town. All right. If you try, you can make a bank, and this will allow you to withdraw or deposit money into your town. And if you're the nation capital of your nation, then you can also use this to make an area where you can withdraw or deposit money. The cargo plot allows you to deposit or withdraw from chests within that chunk, but only if you have permission to the actual chunk. The default doesn't, it's just a default. Then the embassy. The embassy allows other people to claim this plot for themselves. And this is something you would do if you want someone from another town or another nation to be able to claim that plot. Then of course you got farm plots, inns, jails, and then you have max join days, minimum join days. You have all these other permissions for the plot sets, which you can go ahead and check out yourself. You can also do a plot for sale, or FS, which is short for sale, which will allow you to sell the plot for however much money you want, like $100 or something, right? You can also do not for sale, which turns off the sale. You can also do plot info, which gives you the info for that plot. And you can also do the command plot toggle, which allows you to toggle explosions, fire, mobs, PP, and tax if the plot is taxed, right? So now that we cover plots, now let's go ahead and cover quarters. All right, so quarters. This is a bit more different compared to let's see here. This is more different compared to plots, right? So you can do the command /quarters1. This will give you well, it looks like it doesn't give you more quarters ones, it looks like. Anywho. So this is how it works, right? Let's say you want to allow someone to be able to build within this little area here, right? With this corner on this tree, right? So what you would do is you would select the corner of one area by doing the command /quarters pause 1, and then you can go up here and do the other command /quarters pause 2, and you can see the outline if you do the command /quarters toggle constant outlines. Now you can see with these little particles the area which is now a quarter, or which we selected. To make this into an actual quarter, you'll need to do the command /quarters at quarters here, selection add, and then you do the command /quarters create, and then you can start doing the cool stuff. So by default, it will set to an apartment because it assumes you want this to be an apartment. But you can also set the quarters. Set quarters type to be an apartment, an inn, a station, whatever you want, right? You can also change the color of the actual plot to, I don't know, let's do a red. It looks like you need a hex color. Anywho, So you can also change the particle size, you can also change the owner, the permissions, the type. You can do a whole bunch of cool stuff with this, alright? You can also sell the plot if you want as well. Just like the actual, I mean, you can also sell the quarters just like the plots. As you can see, now it's for $100. And then of course you can also do / quarters elite, which will delete the quarters for here. This is very useful if you don't want to use the /plot commands to sell people plots of land, as compared to a plot which sells you an entire chunk, quarters allows you to make an entire apartment complex like this. Right, let me show you real quick. So this is a 50-player apartment complex which has several different rooms. And because quarters are outlined, you can see here that this entire room is for sale. Now, because the wall right here isn't selected, as you can see by the particles, the residents of this apartment complex cannot break the walls, they cannot break the ceilings, they cannot break the flooring. Alright? But everything else within this space they can break, though. Alright? And this is very useful, again, if you want to make an apartment complex such as this that has several different floors. Right? And now let's get down to actually recruiting people. So, recruiting people within your town is easier said than done. My biggest recommendation is to go ahead and do the command /t add and check whoever is on this list that you can recruit. You can either try and do the command to invite them, or you can do /message them. So you can do /message, and you can send them a message of like, wanna join my town. But just like before, you gotta wait for them to actually join the actual nation server or spawn into the world before you can send them a message or before you can try and add them to your town. Making a town and developing it isn't easy, but as a town mayor and as someone who has worked on this town for very long, it's a very promising endeavor. And once you recruit someone, it's best to give them a job within your town, a place to live, and maybe also show them some of these tutorials so they know what they're doing. Alright? My name is Kazaking Simp, Emperor of the Imperium Romanum. Thank you for watching this tutorial. And if you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please be sure to check out the /wiki for more stuff on Townie. Alright? And more stuff on nations if you want to watch a tutorial on how to make a nation or how to do nations, alright? Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.